Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Steve the Transit Camper. Thanks for clicking on my channel first of all, and if you like what you see, how about a little subscribe? It doesn't cost anything, all you've got to do is click the button, and I'd appreciate your support. So today we're having a look at the back of the van, and we're only thinking of changing the bedding situation so that we can have a place to sit. Now I've always been against this because I can't be bothered to get a bed out and do all that rock and roll business, but because baby's knees aren't as good as they could be, it's hurting her to be sat cross-legged on the back of the bed all the time. So we thought a nice more comfortable rear to the van would be good. So we're just going to have a look at it and play with a few ideas and see what we come up with. Let me show you what the van looks like at the moment from the back. So at the moment you've got the bed there, which is fixed. There's the side of the van looking up through to the front. And then underneath we've got the garage space, I call it, which was full previous. Keeps our tent and our big awning thing freestanding. So you can see where I've put battens on the side of the van, both sides, and then I've put slats across so there was nothing in the way. Just let that car go past to be able to get the gear out. So we're going to change that. And then looking in from this side, what would that mean? We're thinking down this side of having seating, then a gap in the middle, and then that side, obviously no good for seating because I'm not going to take all these cupboards out. That side would be a storage space for this part that comes out. That's kind of the idea. It will of course mean that we lose our table, which lifts up, and our storage space from inside the van, but that's not a problem. So let's get these mattresses out. Right, so that's with the mattresses out, and they are really thick mattresses. They're 6 inches deep. Superb comfort, and I don't regret buying them that deep either. But if we go with the chairs, we're probably going to have to go for a shallower mattress because we don't really want to adjust this if we can. I'd rather be able to segment down here and have the one side there and then a piece come out and that piece sits over there. You kind of get the idea. That obviously means a lot of alterations here at the front, but we'll see how we go. So today's video is really thinking about it and seeing how this is going to work. So if any of you follow Grampy's workshop, you will find that me and him are very, very similar. Everything we do is complete overkill. So these I've glued down. So we are going to get a screwdriver and see how well I glued them down. That's just that rail at the back, but I have glued that down, so I'll have to prise at that. I might not need to buy many screws. As I said, this door will have to come off. that exposes the internal space. Hopefully we'll be able to use this table running alongside that way, so it'll lift up like that. Might be able to incorporate that into the design. And these were only cheap, but when they're held together, they're pretty strong. Tongue and groove, but very, very thin look. But it was perfect for what I needed. Bit of bounce as well. Give you a good view of what we've got left. So we've got plenty of height. And as I said, that will be a space for your feet to sit. So you'll be sat, 3 along there probably, all facing that way. I think this could work. So that end piece came off really easy. So now these sections will just come apart and come out. See what it looks like when they're off. So I did use some really good thick joists there, and it's really supported well there, because it's also the back of the cupboard for the internal storage, so it's really strong. So I only need to make a frame that sits underneath this, so underneath here, a frame that will support this, because that's going to be really weak once these supports are cut through. So I think it's doable. The only decision is how much of this width do we keep? Bearing in mind we're going to need a back on this couch to come up to about there, so we need plenty of bottom room and we want it to be comfortable. I think maybe one more plank will have to come out of here. Yeah, I've decided one more plank will come out of there. So looking at it this side, that's one more plank removed, and I think it's strong enough in the middle that I can sit there and weigh it all up. So I've weighed that up a bit more. I've decided to put one of those back on, because by the time you've got the width of the back, which will be that piece, you're going to be out here again. And ideally you want a chair to meet the back of your calves for it to be properly comfortable. So that's good. So there we are, that is the start of this little collection of videos, and that's what we're going to do. Stick around. So I'm doing these little short burst videos, just 10 minutes long. So that's it, that's part 1 of this fast blast video. Regenerating the van, changing the way it is in the back. Stick around on the next one. Got the neighbour on the garden for me.